I think what financial markets fear are the combination of strapping on an ambitious social agenda and demographic trends that are, once again, different from what we experienced in the 1980s. And what they're doing is they're drawing the lessons from Greece that say, if you spend a lot of money, and if you want to retire at 60 and have robust health care and robust benefits for workers and have an overlay of corruption, that leads to financial problems and lack of credibility. And reading the tea leaves, as we find at present, Moody's, Standard & Poor's, and Fitch is actually kicking the tires on AAA ratings for U.S. Treasuries. That's the canary in the coal mine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll have some announcements here. Today at the City Club of Cleveland, we are listening to a special program discussing the economic climate today and what it means for the country and the world in the next decade, featuring Robert Aliber, Professor of International Economics and Finance at the University of Chicago, Ken Mayland, President of Clearview Economics, and Jim Meil, Chief Economist at Eaton Corporation, and moderated by Charles Upton, Kent State University. We will return to our panel in a minute for our traditional City Club questions. We encourage you to formulate questions now and remind you your questions should be brief and to the point. We welcome you to the City Club Forum. For those listening to today's forum through one of our broadcast partners, we want to remind you that all are welcome to attend City Club programs. Please visit our website to see a full schedule of our upcoming programs. Our greetings go to those present in this room, especially our guests. We hope you will join the City Club and be active in our ongoing civic dialogue. This Friday, May 4th, the City Club welcomes Tom Zenti, CEO of University Hospitals, who will discuss healthcare reform and what it means for healthcare delivery. Friday, May 11th, the City Club will host Sandy Cutler, Chairman and CEO of Eaton Corporation, who will discuss competition in the business environment. Perhaps he will tell us what Jim Meil referred to as to what businesses have to be closed. For more information about our forums and events, or to make a reservation, please refer to the back of your printed program or visit our website, cityclub.org. And to order a DVD of today's program, please call the City Club at 1-888-223-6786 or 216-621-0082. And we would like to extend a special welcome to the University of Chicago alums and members of the staff and faculty who helped make this program possible. Now we would like to return to our panel for our traditional City Club question period. We welcome questions from everyone, including guests. Holding the microphones today our City Club Development Director, Cheryl Heldon, over there, and Programs Manager, Carrie Miller. First question, please.
I appreciate your analysis of the economy, but I didn't hear you say anything about the energy sector, which I think is one of the biggest sectors of the economy today. And putting aside the disaster in the Gulf and that part of the issue, what do you think the real prospects are for us transitioning our energy economy to a more sustainable one? And what would they mean for manufacturing in Ohio and the U.S. specifically? Do you think that would have any major impact over the next 20 to 30 years?
Who wants to give that a try? Jim?
Well, I guess I will. As a company, we're committed to developing technologies that respond to both the high cost of energy today, the risks associated with traditional sources of hydrocarbons, and all the security issues that flow from that. Including the volatility that we've experienced over the course of this decade when we've seen that the benign track record of well-behaved oil prices, which is the story from 1986 to 2000, is certainly not what we've experienced in the last decade. So, are we on board? Yes. Is the company trying to develop both motor vehicle and a wide range of power technologies? We recognize that both the social imperative, number one, and number two, the market imperative, is driving Eaton to work on these technologies, and I think the company is, right now, being successful with regard to positioning itself. It does mean some jobs in Ohio, but once again, we're doing things with a global footprint and trying to participate in markets that, quite frankly, are a lot different, and participate in a lot different, and trying to get ourselves business leverage in a way that was very much different than what I saw when I came on board with the company back in 1985.
You use the term sustainable, and that can be used, I think, in one of two ways. It can be a proxy for green, or you may be referring to energy independence and our dependence on a significant part on imports for a significant part of our petroleum. Let me speak to the second part of that issue. Do you remember what the oil price was 2 years ago this month?
147.
Not quite, but it was 140. All right? It was a little later in the month, it was 147. Right? Now let's forecast. What do we think it's going to be 2 years from now, please?
110.
110. Uh-huh. Well, it came down. It lost half of its value. So what's the likelihood that it'll either double or half, right? There's a tremendous amount of excess energy in the petroleum system. We have these massive discoveries of natural gas in the United States and in other countries. So the supply side looks very good in the absence of political factors. The point I want to make is, can we do planning for our economic futures in an environment that is characterized by tremendous volatility in the price of oil? Or would we be better off if we had a fence around the United States which said, we want the oil price that American consumers face to be $100 a barrel. And we will adopt measures to keep that price and to facilitate the planning of the green energies, the planning of the extraction of coal from shale around that price.
And?
And the answer is?
I've had a lot of discussion about, in my business, about employment, and I haven't heard a lot of commentary about employment, and many people feel that the economy will rebound when the employment rebounds. What areas of sectors do you see that happening in and helping the economy rebound?
Well, actually, we've seen now, I think, 4 months of increases in manufacturing jobs. Again, a lot of people think that manufacturing jobs is just going to totally go away. And that's in part due to the tremendous decline of manufacturing that we saw over the course of 2008 and through the first half of 2009. So the rubber band kind of got stretched too far, and now it's snapping back. But I do think manufacturing jobs will continue to now rebound some. But there's other areas that are coming back too. See, if you go back to the tail end of 2009, you saw pretty substantial gains in temporary employment. That's when companies only make a half commitment to hiring people, bringing people in the workplace, because they just don't know whether the recovery is going to remain on track. So it's a way of kind of deferring the risk. But again, in the last couple of months, the temporary employment increases have backed down, and we're getting other increases in a wide variety of areas, leisure and hospitality. So business travel and vacation travel is starting to come back. Some small increases in retail trade as retail trade has gotten back on track. Education and healthcare jobs just continue to have an upward bias to them. They continue to grow. What is lagging some are construction jobs, and that's going to await stronger turnarounds of housing and non-res construction.